Hello, it's Gabby, your admin, along with Desiree. So, tonight I wanted to talk about what you can actually do if your gallbladder has been removed and you have constant diarrhea after meals. So, what happens is the liver helps to produce bile to break down fats in the meals so that the fat droplets actually are better absorbed to help with things like hormone production and energy, metabolism, and our brain health. The gallbladder helps to store the bile so that it can squirt onto food. So what happens is if the gallbladder gets all clogged up and infected and it's no longer doing any of that, it can actually lead to deficiencies. And in fact, if it's infected, it normally needs to be removed. So how are you supposed to digest fat then? Well, the gallbladder is merely the storage part of the bile. The liver is still producing bile and that travels down the bile ducts. But if the gallbladder isn't working effectively, what happens is people start to feel really nauseous after rich, creamy meals. They may find that they get cramping. They may have to suddenly dash to the toilet before the meal has even finished. So if you're one of those people and you've agreed to have your gallbladder removed because you're getting those symptoms, has it helped you? So if your gallbladder's been removed purely because of symptoms and it hasn't helped, it does mean that the root cause was never actually addressed. So some people decide to get the gallbladder removed and some people don't have a choice in it. It can be because it's got infected and a stone may have blocked it, and it can actually be quite an urgent operation. Some people find that they can get a bile duct injury during that gallbladder removal. So this is where the bile duct can actually still get quite blocked because it's been cut, it's been burned, it's been injured in some way during the treatment. And so when they find that they're no better after having the gallbladder removed, go back and see your doctor and see if the bile duct was actually injured in any way during that surgery. So bile duct injuries can lead to symptoms that were similar to before. They can be very painful. To be honest, they can even be deadly if left untreated. So usually something like a bile duct injury is actually picked up during the actual surgery. But if you're experiencing things like fever, chills, nausea, vomiting, then obviously do go back to your consultant. Now, things like abdominal pain, swelling of the abdomen, jaundice, which is yellowing of the skin, and even the whites of the eyes, anything like that since the removal of your gallbladder, then go and head back to your consultant. Now let's look at what we can do to support your body every time you eat when you don't have a gallbladder. So it's been removed, things hadn't gone so well, it got whipped out in surgery, but you're still experiencing the same sort of symptoms as before. Now your liver is making some bile, it just isn't actually being stored. So your bile ducts still need to be working quite well. So one thing that we can do to help increase the efficacy of those bile ducts and the way that the bile is being produced is to increase bitter and sour foods in your diet. So that's things like lemon, lime, apple cider vinegar, radishes, watercress. It's that bitter sour taste that really comes through because we're quite used to sweet and salty tastes, but we don't really have enough of the bitter and the sour. Now, the other thing is we still need healthy fats. And what happens is because somebody's had their gallbladder removed or because they're struggling with their gallbladder in some way, they start to limit the fat that they're having because it can produce symptoms for them. But fats are vital for hormone production. They help to surround the nerves. They help in brain development. They help to keep us warm. So one way that you could achieve getting enough fats in if you're concerned about over-consuming them is actually via the skin. So in the dermis of the skin are all the little lymphatic capillaries, and they're also found in the lungs, the guts, the urinary system. And if you're applying really good quality vegetable-based oils to the skin, such as avocado, coconut, jojoba oil, vitamin E, it actually absorbs through the first few layers and into the lymphatic capillaries that then drain into larger vessels. And then they converge to form these lymphatic trunks. And they're all connected to the veins at the base of the neck. So one of these trunks can actually lead straight to the upper portion of the body, the right-hand side, and the other one returns it back into the lymph. So it's actually like a closed system. And it's amazing how applying things to the skin means that those fats that we would usually be getting through diet can actually then be part of this, even like a beautiful ritual of self-massage with oils. So the oils need to be vegetable based because anything like a mineral oil will just sit on the skin surface. So the only way to access those lymphatics is with vegetable based oils, and they'll go into the dermis and then into these lymphatic vessels and into the lymphatic trunk. Another way that you can help yourself is every time you're eating to take something called tudka. Now, tudka is a bile salt, and it does the job of the gallbladder. So it helps to actually break down fats, and it emulsifies them into smaller droplets for absorption. So if you want a link to the correct product, then actually contact me or Desiree. But we'll need an email to actually set you up with the appropriate link. So tudka actually helps to take away this awful cramping, this heaviness, and this kind of nausea that comes with eating the rich, creamy meals. It is amazing. So if you haven't yet had your gallbladder out, it's a great way of supporting it. So there's just a few quick tips. And, if you have any specific queries about your health, feel free to get in contact. I invite you to an IBS discovery call where we can explore together what's been happening for you and any kind of potential solutions. So Desiree and I offer your IBS solution. It's an 8-week program, and it's designed to remove the overwhelm around IBS and put steps in place to actually work through what's happening in your body in the right order so that you can clear the IBS once and for all. So we only work with people who are ready. So if that's you, then do head to youribsolution.com/apply. And if you've got any specific queries relating to your gallbladder, then do let us know, perhaps post below this. Okay, all the best.